Hello and welcome. I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and this is issue number 13, lucky 13, in the DeAgostini series, X-Wing, a build your own X-Wing from Star Wars. Now, issue 13, what have we got? Having a look through the magazine, as I do initially, we've got a filming Dagobah, quite cool, obviously a big set. Yeah, you can see it's quite a big set. They've just got a little corner of it built there. Obviously a life-size X-Wing they built pretty much all of, because they needed to film it coming out. We have Arvel Crane. I don't know who that is. I don't know that his name was ever mentioned, but there we go. He's obviously an A-Wing pilot. And then we get into the build itself. We're doing some more of the upper starboard engine this time around. Now the parts I've received, I don't know about we, I mean you might be getting it as well, but this is all about me. We have some more large parts, some more tiny parts, an LED, a clear lens piece, and a couple of other internal bits for the engine. So let's start off finishing the casing, apparently, which is obviously with the large part and many of the small details. Let me get a pair of tweezers so we can get them out and see exactly what we're dealing with. Looks like we're probably using all of these, so that's those. And there's 4 more. We've got that one, one with 2 little blobs, one with 4 little blobs. It's the other way up, but there we go. And that one. So the only thing left in here is the tiny little ring, which I shall take away. Get rid of the plastic, because we don't need that anymore. And we're starting with part A, which has the long tab, which goes on there. This is obviously pretty much a duplicate of what we did on the other side of the engine. Just making sure everything lines up. 2 little blobs on there to get in. It's unlikely that this is going to need any gluing. So far they've all been quite a tight fit. Not that sort of tight fit, not the Jungle Song, no. Now that's quite tight. I don't want to bend it putting it in, because it's not going straight that way, it's going straight that way. So it's a little bit tricky. Try and make sure that lines up properly. Obviously I don't want to break anything. It's feeling like that's down as far as it's going to go. So that looks okay to me. Obviously there will be some detail painting on this, but probably not until the 4 engines are all completed. Taking part B, which has 2 pins that fit, that's the little one. So they're laid out in the correct order there. Part B is going onto those 2 holes there, which are those 2 holes there, and judging by the next picture, it's going in a downwards loop. So let me move these up there in the same order, so we can work on them in the correct places. Oh, there you go. It even gives you the... I should have remembered this from last time when I was moaning about it not saying what goes where. I'll just ignore that. I'll just put them on like it shows on the picture. So we've got, where have we got? C, which is the curly one. That way round, going up to those. Nice and easy. D is not that one. That one's E, but obviously goes in there. There we go. Right, the one with 2 holes is D, and it goes that way round next to that. There we go. Now just notice this one's got a rough sort of still bit of extra sprue plastic on the side there, so I'm just going to shave that down very slightly, so that looks much nicer there. Put the blade out the way so there's no accidental stabbing, or no deliberate stabbing either, but you know. Right, so we've got what we got across the top here, we've obviously got one with 4 holes and one with 3 holes. This is the one with 3 holes, so it's going to go that way. Like that, and 4 holes. Obviously they have a curving down piece, so that goes towards the end where it curves down. So there we have that. It doesn't tell you about doing that. Nice and direct and to the point. It gives you the pictures and says get on with it. So now we take the sub-assemblies from previous issues, which I have here. Let me open the plastic of the lens. Not really much of a lens, it's just a thin plastic piece, so yeah, not very lensical. Right, so that's there. We've got that one. We've got that one in there. We've got that one not in there. We've got this bit that came today, the lens, the fan, the blob, that, and one other bit. Oh, it's the LED coiled up a little bit tighter than it's actually coiled in my picture. Let me move everything across a little bit so it all comes in camera. That's the LED, the last little bit. Right, so we're now fitting the clear piece to this. One pin is smaller than the other, so it only fits one way round. Yes, there's a smaller pin there, and there is a smaller hole this side, but which side? I'm assuming it goes into that side because that's going to sit into that little recess. One side of this is flat, the other side has that circular recess in it. So let's get it that way round. Pop that through. And again, that's a very nice tight fit. No need for any gluing. Put them together until they're flush. And then that fits into here, because again, we've got a keyed out piece. Let's show you on something that you can see. There's a keyed out area and obviously a keyed in area. Putting it in that way around. Does that go all the way home? Yeah, there we go. That goes to there. So far so good, looking good. Pushing in as far as possible. Yeah, that's flush with the internals. Turning the page, getting the LED straightened out. Uncoil the lead attached to the LED. It says O2 on there. I don't know if that's the second LED. Technically it is. There's one in R2. This is the second one, but yeah, there we go. Fit the not at that end. You've got the other end, the end with the actual LED in it, into the reflector. Making sure it comes out the other side. Well, it's pretty much got to. If you push it in one side, it's going to come out the other side, isn't it? Carefully bend the wire down to colour the curve of the reflector on the side opposite the arrowed notch. There's a notch that side and no notch that side. So we're going down. Yeah, it's really bending that. I'm not sure about really bending it too much. I'll have it going in that general direction, and we'll see just how much room we've got to play around with. Right, it says put it through the hole from there. So we're coming from the outside to the inside. With the night label. There we go. Okay. Towards the hole. Yep. So far so good. Coming out the other hole. Fair enough. So we're just sort of bypassing through the internals a little bit. Feed the wire through until the reflector is in this position, it says. So that's going to be from the inside. That's going to be on there-ish. It's obviously going to come out that side. So we're sort of there. So we feed that through a little bit more. I don't know which side of that it says it was going through. So we'll just go around this side and hope. I'm sure we're going to have enough to play around with anyway. So, right, we're pushing the plug through the hole in there. Putting that through, and that obviously will then go to there. Right, the end with the arrow notch should be at the top. So that's going to go into there, right at the end. don't know, it's not quite showing where the wire's going. So let me flick ahead and see if it does. It doesn't. It just shows it going sort of round underneath-ish. So let's have a look, see. Oh, there's plenty of room underneath there. So that's okay. I thought that was going to be a little bit tighter fit than that. So that can just go underneath, that's okay. Notch at the top, so we're bending that one. I'm going to have to bend it down, because otherwise it won't fit. It's going to have to be bent down quite a lot, so I'm in danger of damage here, but we'll try it. That's what it says, so I'm bending it almost vertical there. Make sure this is in the right position as well, obviously. That's going to go into there. So let's put that in first. Right, so that's that in place. Then we can get this sort of around it a little bit in place. It's got to go right up next to it. So the LED bit, let's flick over the page once more time, because we've done that bit anyway. Yeah, it's really showing it almost doubled back on itself to go in there. So this has really got to go further up, because otherwise that end's not going to fit in there, is it? There we go, that's getting there. It's almost there. It's quite tight. I'm not 100% happy. Not sure. Oh, actually, there's a little cut out there. Is there? No, there isn't. I didn't know if there was any shaping or anything on there, but there isn't. So, okay, let's just try again. A little bit of forcing. It's definitely showing that as being inside there, so it's definitely got to go down further than that. Okay, pull that back out just a bit. Might have to do it in a little bit in stages to get one a little bit further and then work the other one a little bit further and work it like that. That's quite a long way, that's got to go further down. So I reckon that's actually got to be flush with that for it to fit. But the LED is not helping with that. That is as far in as it goes. So let's bend it around a little bit more. That's all we can do. Let's get that out of there a minute. Let's see. Yeah, that doesn't seem quite right to me. There's no way that's going in any further. It's just there's no way we could have pushed it through from the other side, is there? No. It just says bend it down to follow. So let's continue on. Let's get that side in there. That's where that's going to have to end up. Oh, and I pushed that too hard because that wasn't attached. Let's pop that back where that should be. Now, as I said, it's lovely having these internals. Disappointing that you're not going to be able to see any of them, because it's going to be locked up inside. Even more disappointing if they've created it in such a way that it makes it impossible to do anything with, because of the way they've designed it. Yeah, that is going to be really right up flush against it. So let's get that one down all the way by not pushing on that bit again, because that's just popped that bit off again. Get that out. Right, I'm going to pause the video while I manipulate things and get things jammed in, but it's pretty much going to be brute force and ignorance, which luckily I have sufficient of both, so I'll see you momentarily. Right, yes, forcing works. It's not quite straight because it's really pushing up against there, but it is all keyed in where it should be. It's level, it's flat, so far so good. Now it says get the other side on. This is the other side, obviously, with the silvery bits. I remember doing them. So let's get the wire through where we need it to be. Get that the right way round. It's always useful to get these things the correct way round. So we've got to get this into this slot, and then the rest of it should line up. So say goodbye to all the lovely internal detail. Get that closed down. It's going, but it's not staying, but there's a reason for that. It's because we haven't finished it yet. We've got this bit, which has got the keyed in piece, remember, that keys into the top there. So let's just squish that together again, and then that pops on as a sleeve, which also holds it together. And this end obviously is coming apart as well, but there we go. Nice, tight, secure fit, good. Everything lining up and going together nicely. And then the other bit that we have left over from this issue obviously goes on this end, and that holds that end closed and together. Make sure I get it the right way round with its tapered end outwards. So yes, that's how I envisioned it going. So that goes on there, pushes firmly onto place as well, very firmly. Let's try pushing. There we go. Right, so we have a little bit of fit issue down the side here, and that side, for some reason, that seems to be bowed in opposite directions. Obviously the colour match is again not perfect. We'll see what we can do about that as time goes by. We have the wire sticking out, and we have the test box from R2. I've just unplugged the R2 foot stand thing, so let's plug that into there. And indeed, we do. It's a lightsaber. It's quite cool actually. It's a red light. You can see into there. I try not to blow the light by the camera by looking into it too deeply. You can't see anything in there apart from the exterior piece, but that's okay. So there we have one complete engine. Yeah, there we go. This completes this stage. Do not leave the engine connected to the battery box, it says. Conveniently, don't leave it plugged in, basically. So, yeah. No, I wouldn't leave it plugged in because, there we go. Oh, and there we go. We have the back art of the trench run drawings. Now, obviously, these engines aren't red. And the engines in the film are a bit more pinky than this red. I quite like the red, though. It feels more engine-like than pink. So I'm almost certainly going to be leaving that alone, although I know some people have been thinking about replacing the LED with like a flickering LED, or say one of a better colour, but we'll see how it goes. That can always be done because this is not being glued together. I might glue it together to sort out this seam line. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is external or if something goes over the outside of that as the build goes on, so we'll see how it goes. But so there we have issue 13 completed. Thank you very much for coming along and joining and watching. I hope you're enjoying. I hope you're building along. Obviously this is available from DeAgostini directly now, as well as in newsagents. I think they're catching up to issue 13. I think they're still a little bit behind, but yes. If you've enjoyed what you like, then obviously continue to subscribe to the channel, and there'll be more soon. I do have issue 14, so that will be available in the next day or two. And then we'll see what goes on. As far as I understand it, 13 and 14 should have marked my 7th delivery. And the next delivery should be, I think, 4 issues every 4 weeks, or possibly 5 issues every 5 weeks. I can't remember how they said it was breaking it down, but it should be a little bit more frequent, because this was 2 issues every month. So yeah, it should be coming out more frequently, so there should be bigger batches of videos coming soon. So as ever, thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying it, and I'll see you soon for the next issue. Bye.